What is up? What is up? It's Tuesday. We're a little tardy just because I don't have any computer skills. It's the cocktail hour. My boy Chase at the Wolf of Oaklawn and myself, Etoff21, coming at you. Chase, it's March. It's madness. How you doing, my man?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. So far, 1-for-1 with the play-in games. Well, actually, technically 2-for-2. Hit the first half under, and then hit the live spread.
Look at you. I'm just 1-for-1, man. I'm not gonna lie. I looked at the score for the first half about 9 minutes in. I'm like, yeah, this is an L. I said, yeah. That's what I said to myself. And it was one of those ones where it was like, I just assumed it was an L. You know what I mean? Like, I just chalked it up. But you know what? When you're running hot, dude.
That's true. It's very, very true. You've had or at least the last few days have been pretty good to you, it seems.
You know what, dude? You just some days, you just see the board. You just see the board.
Yeah, man.
So before we jump into the madness, you and I are going to kind of go bracket by bracket and just kind of give our initial thoughts and everything. We all have that person in our life that, you say something and they try to just kind of one up you. Like, oh, hey, I benched 375. Oh, that's great. I put up 425. You know what I mean? Like that guy.
Right.
That's kind of Tom Brady, isn't it? You know what I mean? The big bracket reveal, and he's like, F you. Hey, guys, just let you know I'm coming back.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So this is exactly the kind of behavior that made me despise Brett Favre. So I will say, I hated Tom Brady, then I respected Tom Brady, and now I just fucking hate his guts again.
I mean, it's funny to me, dude. You know what I mean? Because everyone's diving into freaking, is Providence going to lose to South Dakota State? Davidson, upsetting Duke, making a run. And, you turn my mom who loves college basketball, she texted me, she was like, WTF, I just turned on ESPN and they're talking Tom Brady. What the hell is going on? You know what I mean? You couldn't just wait a day.
Right. You couldn't just let us have this one shining moment, Tom.
Let me have my moment. Let me enjoy my basketball.
Yeah, I don't know. He'll play until I think literally no one else will take him, and then he'll try the XFL or USFL or fan controlled football or something until no one will take him there, and then eventually he'll just die on the field.
What? God, and what does it say now? I'm not one to jump to conclusions, but what does it say about the old family life, dude? You know what I mean?
Right.
Days in.
He's not gonna get out of here. Yeah.
I'm out, babe. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just kind of So
he just went through the madness of picking up his kids from school one time, and he was done with it. Just absolutely done with it.
God, what's that scene? I forget one of the Fast and Furious movies when Walker's in the minivan and he's revving it up and he guns it to the top just to get the kid. That's me picturing Tom Brady right now. Just locked in, just competing his ass off, just trying to be number one.
Except I think his car probably flies. I think he's the one guy who has one of those.
I'm a huge Kobe guy. It's somewhat I heard this Kobe story where I forget one day he has to pick up his kids from school. And I forget which day it was. Oh no, this is after he retired. After he retired, he had to pick up the kids from school. And the line, you get in line, you wait. And this guy is such a competitive SOB. He got there, he was 20th in line. Every day after that, he'd always show up 45 minutes early just so he could be the first one. You know what I mean? These guys are wired differently, dude. They're just wired at a level that all of us are just completely different from.
Yeah, I think it was right after Kobe died, and then that was right about close to the time as we got the Last Dance. The Last Dance series, and it really just made you learn that to be elite in any sport, no matter what sport, you just kind of have to be so competitive that you're an asshole that no one particularly likes.
Literally, no one wants anything to do with you.
Right.
And like I don't like we're switching to Kobe all of a sudden, but in that last dance, I mean, think about this. He's a second year in his league, and it's Jordan and all the whole Eastern Conference is talking about how they're going to shut his ass down. I mean, just think about that for a second. That's just is absolutely positively mind-boggling to me that he had that much effect at that young age. I mean,
right.
but I mean, I could totally see Brady just kind of being like, dude, I need to get back in, man. I need to get back in. I need to go in there. I need to lace it up. You know, we should have won that game against the Rams. We're coming back. I ran out of time. I don't know, man. He's just built different, like we were saying, dude.
You know who the real victim is?
Blaine Gabbert.
The guy who bought his last NFL touchdown ball at auction for $517,000.
I forgot about that cat.
Yeah.
That dude. Oh.
World's worst purchase now.
Has the Amazon return like
right.
Is there a return policy with this bad boy?
What does this do to the authentication for Sotheby's here?
Oh my god, I completely effing forgot about that.
Dude, he should buy that ball back from that guy at the price that he paid.
He should. And then also like there's certain like PR people that are just effing geniuses at their job. Like just effing geniuses. Shout out to the Minnesota Vikings PR person. I mean, hey, NCAA bracket dropping, Tom Brady's coming back. Oh yeah, hey, we just re-signed Kirk Cousins. You know what I mean? That just kind of slipped in there and nobody freaking realized it.
If you're the Vikings, aren't you trying to I think you more of like put that in just because you're trying to make sure that no one sees that news.
Oh, exactly. You're trying to like so no one sees it. You don't get sandblasted.
It's like buying condoms at the drugstore in broad daylight. You just kind of slip it in with like a copy of People and like a
you're just trying to hope no one sees you or you run into anyone you know.
Oh, here's some tube socks of People and some magnums. There we go.
So I read a couple rumors. Saints could be having old number 4 from Houston.
I hope not. God, I hope
really
not.
You don't want that? Why not?
No, because I'd have to hear about it from my wife every single Saints game about how they signed a guy who has 20-something sexual assault suits. Like I will never hear the end of that during a Saints game. So I 100% do not want that to happen.
I mean, don't get me wrong, that's awful. I think he's guilty. I'll say it.
Yeah.
I mean, like with that many people, I definitely think he's guilty. There's still the silver suit coming on, so hopefully the women get their justice and everything. It's going to be really interesting to see where he ends up. You know what I mean? Like what team takes a chance with him. The big rumor is the Falcons are looking to go after him. So that was the rumor that kind of broke today. Like their owner's really in love with him. But I have to say the biggest splash in the quarterback market was the truth. He's going to Pittsburgh, dude.
Yeah. I instantly thought of you and the truth as soon as that news came through. Like I was like, Erik is going to be stoked about it.
I'm like a new Steelers fan right now.
Yeah.
I'm ordering me a jersey. I'll get that. I'll get him to autograph it, and that'll be hanging up next to the Stafford jersey right here. And I'll give you a quarter if you can guess the other signed jersey I have.
Megatron.
No, he's a big meaty defensive lineman.
Ndamukong Suh.
Oh, dude, you're so fucking close right now.
Ziggy Ansah.
No. Never played for the Lions. He was Suh's teammate last year.
Vita Vea.
Oh yeah.
I'm glad I whittled that down.
Vita Vea, Matt Stafford. That's gonna be the autographed jerseys here.
I'm glad that wasn't like 15 minutes of me like the refrigerator Perry.
Robert Porcher. Chris Spielman.
Aaron Donald. No.
No, that's an interesting little autograph mix, when you really think about it. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, call me crazy, I don't think that's a bad signing at all. I mean, he's capable. I don't think he's not as bad as everyone sees he is. And now, since all the stories that I knew from a while ago are coming out, case in point, him showing up for a meeting, um, Nagy not there,
Right.
him writing Nagy, hey, I have all these notes. Let's meet now. Doesn't show up for that. Nagy was a bad coach, dude.
You know, I think it's partly your influence and your fondness for him, / me having the revelation that maybe Matt Nagy was just terrible at coaching and terrible at mentoring young quarterbacks. And I think maybe he got exactly what he needed when he first came in the league, but he got it a couple later.
Yeah.
A year holding the clipboard.
Yeah.
And just learning. And I think he could make a splash. For one, if they don't do anything to that offensive line in Pittsburgh, they're going to need someone who can run for his life, as opposed to I decided that Ben Roethlisberger last season looked like a combination of Shamu and a bumblebee when he was wearing the road whites, and I called him Shamumblebee. So Shamumblebee couldn't run.
Big Ben couldn't do anything. He played 2 years too much.
Yeah, he did.
So obviously March, we're going to dive into the brackets. We both had the first half under of the old first game. You have any action in the second game for those people listening? What do you have anything you locked in, and if so, why?
Yeah, I'm going with the first half under in this one too. And then I locked in Wyoming plus 4.5. I think these Mountain West teams are going to make some noise this tournament. I think that's a really undervalued conference. From Boise State to San Diego State to Colorado State to Wyoming. Those are 4 solid basketball teams, and like anything that shows in their record is just those 4 teams just like beating each other up. And I think they're salty. I think they're real salty. So I like them tonight. I'm not going to take the money line shot, but I do like them to win against Indiana.
I like them to win. I locked them at the money line. I locked them in at the I got them at plus 4 this morning. So you actually got the better number than I did. I looked into it, and they're the team that post up the most in all of NCAA basketball. And they have this big man, Graham Ike, who's legitimately good. Looking at Jackson Davis, when they played a post-up team, his foul average clicked up to close to 4 per game. And the production that we saw this weekend, when he's not in there, that production vastly goes down.
Yeah.
Indiana struggles offensively. So I think he's going to be able to get Jackson Davis into foul trouble. And then they have the second coming. Are you ready for this name drop?
Let's hear it.
Fennis Dumbo, former 12th man for the Pistons that led Wyoming to the Sweet 16. Hunter Madano is the second coming of him. And they use him a lot like Nova uses Gillespie. A lot of guard.
Okay.
Very effective in the post. He can get to the rim. Plus, this is the best 3-throw shooting team in the Mountain West. Indiana shoots less than 70%, one of the worst in the 10. I like Wyoming here. I did a little sprinkle, and I did the plus 4. So hopefully we can continue this bad boy.
I also kind of think that Indiana might have shot its wad in the Big 12 or the Big 10 tournament too. Coming in, getting the win against Michigan, getting the win against Illinois back to back, and then just kind of giving Iowa a game. Now they have to play in the play-in game. I don't think they've. I feel like they probably left it all on the court just trying to get into the tournament.
Yeah, I agree too, and I think I'm not the biggest Ken Pom guy, but per Ken Pom the spread should be Indiana plus 1. So, take it for what it's worth. I'm not the biggest Ken Pom guy.
Yeah.
So now we're going to jump into the bracket. And like I said, probably the worst skilled computertician in the world. So bear with me here, guys. We're going to, there it is right there. And we're going to shift our attention up here to the top part. We're going to start off with a little Gonzaga, Georgia State. Yeah, do we really need to talk about this game? I mean, because I can talk about anything.
Not really, no.
All right, so you got the Zags going through, right?
Of course, yeah.
All right. So the next game is pretty interesting. You and I are both very high on the Mountain West, like we talked about here. Why don't you tell us who you like in this game and why?
I'm going Boise State. I'm riding my Mountain West bias. I don't have faith in Penny to outcoach anybody at this point, quite honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that a lot of the tournament sometimes just actually comes down to coaching and making the right coaching decisions and the right coaching moves. So I'm leaning towards Boise State. They're just a gritty Mountain West team, and I think that the seed holds.
I agree with you. The main thing with me, I looked at this. Memphis averages about 17 turnovers a game, and
Yeah.
Boise State is probably the best defensive team in the whole NCAA tournament. Their free throw shooting kind of worries me. We don't know what's going on with Bates. I know Memphis has that big guy, Duran, but dude, Boise's got three dudes over 6'10".
Yeah.
They're going to be able to throw some bodies on them. So I completely agree with you. Let's have Boise State advancing. Now we go to a little UConn, New Mexico State. Ooh. Old Uncle Rico over here may have something cooking. What do you have cooking here?
I went ahead and just said UConn. I really like how UConn is built from a physical standpoint. They're a very long team. They're very disruptive because they're so long. I thought that they might just kind of outmatch New Mexico State just athletically, and that might be just plenty to get them over the hump here.
So old Uncle Erik, he's going with New Mexico State.
Okay.
I think they're good defensively. Looking at the metrics, they actually have an advantage when it comes to offensive rebounding against UConn and an advantage in free throws. And when I really looked at it, UConn is outside the top 100 per shot quality of dribble threes. And that's what New Mexico likes to do, a lot of dribbles off the three. Both teams like to play it slow. They got Teddy Allen, who used to play for your boy, XFL Jim's Nebraska Cornhuskers, down there leading 19 points. I think they got enough to win a game here, and I think it's a good matchup. But I'm fine going with UConn. I'll say we'll bet New Mexico State, but we'll advance UConn. How about that?
That's fine. I love New Mexico State advancing, honestly, because it means Arkansas gets New Mexico State in that next round, and I would love that matchup.
Hey, you know what? Who do you want to advance here? Your call.
Uncle Rico has never steered me wrong ever. So let's go with Uncle Rico's pick here.
All right, so let's do that. Let's do New Mexico State. Our next one, we're going to your Hawks.
Yeah. People think that this is a trendy upset pick, and I get it. Vermont's won a lot of games, but it's not happening. I'm going on Arkansas, just no questions asked.
Okay. I look at it like this. I really think this game is going to be close for the first half. Arkansas is going to pull away like they did last year.
Yeah.
That to me, that's it. I will say this. I don't think, I had multiple futures on your Hogs last year, bet them pretty much every game. I don't like this team as much as I liked last year's team.
See, the difference.
I just feel like last year's team was more disruptive on defense and was able to cause a lot more turnovers.
Let's see. It's kind of there's a little bit of a balance there because last year you had Moses Moody, who just went like MIA through the tournament. Like he was, ended up being an NBA first rounder for Golden State. Right now, I think he's playing it out of his mind for Golden State, and then he just kind of disappeared through a couple of rounds of the tournament, especially that first game against Colgate. So I don't think you're going to get that out of JD Notae. Like he's never shied away from taking a shot. So I think that's kind of the balance there. But I don't disagree with what you're saying at all. That they're not as disruptive a defense as they were previously.
But I agree. I think Vermont's been so dominant. And we've seen this hurt Gonzaga in the past. When they get that close game, they kind of don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'll take the athleticism of the Arkansas too. I know this is kind of a game where people are saying they could be upset, but I don't see it. I'll take Arkansas to advance. Um, then let's go to. It's kind of hard to tell. Alabama, either Rutgers or Notre Dame.
I'm taking the winner of the play-in game. Straight up, it doesn't matter which one, because one of these play-in teams always advances. They
Yeah.
always advance, and I think it's the winner of this one. I think it's probably Notre Dame. I think Rutgers made their just kind of used all their sauce to make it to the play-in game. Notre Dame's a sneaky good team. They're, I believe, pretty efficient. They were sitting at the top of the ACC for a little bit, I believe, or at least tied for second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Notre Dame wins that play-in game, and I'm going to go with them to advance in that one.
Yeah, like my thing's this is the whole Nate Oates offense is based on dribble, kick it out, dribble, kick it out for the three, but they're just so bad at shooting the three this year. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I like Rutgers a lot, but it worries me just because like you have Ron Harper, who's definitely an NBA player. He's going to play at the next level,
Yep.
but sometimes they just completely disappear giving him the ball.
Right.
And that's kind of my worry point with them. But I just hate Notre Dame. I'll say it. You know, call me South Bend biased right here, but I just hate Notre Dame. So we'll go with Rutgers advancing. Next, I think this is going to be a sneaky good matchup. I'm just saying, Texas Tech, Montana State.
I said the seed holds. I went with Texas Tech. Physically and just the amount of energy that they provide on defense. Like I think that they're going to be a tough team for anybody to beat at this point.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they're going to be a real tough out. They do foul a lot. Montana State, it does get 22% of their points from the free throw line. They are a good free throw shooting team. That's my only worry with them. Texas State can go through these little droughts offensively, but I think they win it, but I think Montana State stays within the number. Next game, I don't want to be accused of being a homer. This one's all you. Go ahead.
I got Davidson, man.
Dude, hey, you know what? It's the Forest Lawyer Revenge Tour.
Yeah. And you want to talk about teams who value the ball. I want to say that Davidson is pretty high up in like at least the top 20 in the country in turnovers in terms of not turning the ball over. I'm going to verify that real quick, but I'm pretty certain that's the deal, if they just don't turn the ball over at all.
Yeah, and they got 5 guys that can shoot. They have a veteran team. You know, and Michigan State's been down. They've been so hit or miss. Shot quality has them ranked. Shot quality has them like 4 games under 500. You know, this team is completely hit or miss. So yeah, I get it. Next game, I don't think this is the round that Duke gets upset. So you just want to put Duke through.
Yep.
All right, so now let's go up to the top. Zags against Boise.
As much as I love my Mountain Best teams, I think you put the Zags through here.
Yeah, I think Timmy and Chet Holmgren are just too much. New Mexico State and the Hogs. I just don't think I have the Hogs going through. I just don't think that with the pace that Arkansas wants to play, New Mexico State is athletic enough to keep up.
Yeah, I think it would be, if New Mexico State advances, I think it would be a walkover for Arkansas.
I mean, New Mexico State would just have to go lights out from 3. Norte would have to get a foul. Don't get me wrong, like they could win, but like 15 things would have to happen for them to win.
Right.
Texas Tech against Rutgers or Notre Dame.
Going Texas Tech there.
Yep, too good defensively. Now, I'm going to say this. Duke is really bad defensively. Davidson runs an offense that's very similar to what Virginia Tech is.
Yeah.
You have one of the youngest teams in the tournament having all the pressure of it being Coach K's last year.
Right.
Who are you going with here?
So I'm putting Duke through, but I'm betting
Oh,
Davidson.
oh,
I'm betting Davidson.
oh,
I'll be stoked.
oh,
I'm betting
oh.
Davidson, but I'm putting Duke through.
All right. So now we got on the top Sweet 16, we got Zags against Arkansas.
Yep.
Besides betting the over, who you got winning?
I big disgusting homer. I'm gonna say Arkansas. It would be so hard. It'll be so hard, but I'm doing it. I'm saying Arkansas.
All right. You got Arkansas. I'm gonna in mine. I got Gonzaga, but you know we'll put Arkansas through. Texas Tech, Duke.
Texas Tech.
Yeah. Texas Tech and the Hogs.
I'm gonna let you call it. I'm gonna let you call it.
See, for me,
I'll be okay with whatever you choose. Just be gentle when you're describing how you think it plays out.
It's just so here's my thing. The way to beat Texas Tech is you have to be able to shoot the three.
Yep.
Now, Arkansas really doesn't rely on the 3-point shot this much compared to last year.
Yep.
And I just don't. God. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I know.
I just don't think Arkansas is going to be able to make enough open threes.
That's fair. That's fair. You would have to have just a massive game out of like Amude shooting three. Devo Davis would have to be on point. So would Chris Likes. You have to probably rely on three people to play their best game outside of their top scorer. So if you want to put Texas Tech through, I completely support your decisions.
Oh, thank you. Oh, well, the lovely website I use the bracket for it kind of cuts off at Purdue, but that's fine. So next we got Baylor and Norfolk State. Let's continue here to the East region. I don't think we need out through the room Baylor Bears, right?
Right.
All right. Now this is an interesting one for me. I can see North Carolina winning by 20 here. No, sorry, losing by 20. Or I can see North Carolina figuring it out and making it to the Sweet 16.
I personally put Marquette through. I am also an unabashed Shaka Smart fanboy.
I put Marquette through too, just because they'll have Lewis. But I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me if they went on a little bit of a run here, just because they're so hit and miss. But I will say this: that game against Vatech kind of reminded everybody how bad defensively they are.
Right.
Next game: St. Mary's against Wyoming or Indiana.
I actually put Wyoming through.
Look at you. Okay.
I'm sticking to my Mountain Best guns.
Okay. All right.
I mean, St. Mary's, they'll get up. It seems like they get up for that one game against Gonzaga every year. But outside of that, I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, they're a good West Coast Conference team, but I feel like Wyoming's a little bit more battle tested at this point.
Here's my St. Mary's has shown a knack for being able to slow the pace down and take your best players out of the game.
Right.
And shrink the game and limited the possessions. I think I have them going through, but we'll have Wyoming, Indiana. Right here. What you got here with the old Zips and the old Bruins of UCLA?
I have one bracket with the Zips and I have one bracket with UCLA.
See, dude, you know what? I have all my brackets with the Zips. God damn it.
Okay, I like it. I love it actually.
So
they're what, close to top in the country in points scored per game. Like they're going to get up and down the court. Like you can toss what they did in their last game because I think because of like an errant like TikTok post, they ended up having like 4 players suspended for their last game.
Like one of those guys was only one that did something for Kent State. You know what I mean? I get it. People are saying like it was a big deal, but you got like guys that didn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was like their leading scores or anything. They have the MAC Defensive Player of the Year. They have 4 guys that can score over 10 points. They're a good shooting 3-point team. And UCLA, to me, you know what? I get they've had COVID. I get they've had injuries. but I think they're just a little overvalued right now. I think they're going to be able to shoot the three. Akron can play fast, they can play slow, and I think Akron's just kind of getting overlooked because they didn't win the division. I think you have these teams that won the division, won their conference, excuse me, that everyone's looking as their first round upsets instead of a team like Akron. So yeah, we're doing it. We're putting Akron through.
Let's zip it up and zip it out.
Now, next game, here's a little tidbit for everyone out there. Old Uncle Rico is going to be in attendance for this game in the lovely Pfizer Forum on Friday afternoon at 3:30 in the only time zone that matters. That's the Central Time Zone.
That's right. God's time.
Texas, Va-Tech. Who you got?
Va-Tech.
You know what, dude? Here's my thing. It's like, you know, they're peaking well, but I love Chris Bird, man. You know, I love. Did you ever hear his like breakfast burrito and salsa story?
I have not.
He was telling the story how like when he first got to Texas Tech, he would always go to this place to get a breakfast burrito, and like they would always charge him for extra salsa. But then after he made it to the championship game, they stopped charging him for extra salsa, and he was like really happy. And they told him if he won it, he'd get free burritos. Well, he left, but you know, I don't know. It's just kind of a funny story. Him telling it how like he was like so happy he got free salsa. Like so.
Listen, if you're playing for free salsa,
that's
a man I want in my foxhole right there.
You know, but like Storm Murphy, you know, a kid had him at 13-1 to win the ACC. We'll put Va-Tech through just out of respect for that one in my pocketbook. Now the next game is interesting. Uncle Rico wants to drop a little tidbit on you, okay?
All right.
Purdue is one of the worst teams in the country defending the three. Purdue is one of the worst teams in the country defending the pick and roll. And there's been only one time in history where a team that was seated inside the top 6 of their region, top 20 in offense, bottom below 150 in defense, made it to the Elite 8. And there's 2 teams that fit that criteria in this bracket. One of them is Purdue. The other one, Iowa.
Okay.
So, you know, that's kind of an interesting little tidbit. I think this game is a little closer than people think.
Yeah.
But I think the size of Eddie and Williams is just too much of that.
I will bet against Purdue to cover probably every single game that they play for the rest of the year. It's just my personal opinion that they don't cover. Yeah, especially if it's a big spread, they just don't cover those big spreads.
But we're gonna put him through here, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Uncle Rico will be present for this game too, rocking his Yale basketball t-shirt.
There we go.
Next game. This game is a little spicy, you know, you got 2 teams that I'm sure everyone was hyped up on. Oh, we're going to have these teams go far. And of course they're playing against each other.
Right.
You know, I will give the committee props. Murray State at 7th seed. That's a nice little rep for them. Murray State, San Fran, who you got?
I think that Murray State's going to make a bit of a run, and this is the first game in it. I went Murray State. You know, they could have kind of that Gonzaga thing if they're just the class of their conference, but I mean, 30-2, just a strong team. I really like Murray State. I really like Murray State to make some noise.
They're good. They're really good. I like them a lot too. San Francisco does jack a lot of threes. Great guard play on both sides, but I'll go with Murray State too. Let's put Murray State through. Next game, you know, that's not wasting people's time. Just put Kentucky through, right?
Yep.
Shifting up to the top, Baylor Marquette. Who you got?
I thought about putting Marquette through previously, but I stuck with Baylor here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Baylor, even though they had some injuries, is kind of figuring some stuff out. I don't think Marquette has the guys quite yet. You had Wyoming. Let's go Wyoming, Akron. Who you got?
God, I'm gonna stick with Wyoming, I guess.
Yep. Okay. Vatek Purdue. Uh-oh. Vatek Purdue. Who you
I'm
got?
back. Don't worry.
Uh,
Oh, okay. Vatek. I got
uh,
Vatek.
I see that too. Just because of the free flowing offense, they shoot a lot of threes. Purdue can't defend the three.
Yep, and you can always count on Purdue to shit the bed this time of
Now,
year.
let's hear it. Let's hear it and why. Tell the people. Murray State, Kentucky. Go.
Murray State. I don't think that this is the Kentucky team that everyone thinks it is. I don't know. It's technically an in-state matchup between these two. I feel like Murray State's licking their chops to get a shot at Kentucky. I think they're going to be hungry. I think they get it done. I think they get it done.
Hey, you know what? I have a Kentucky, and I got them at 23-1 to win it all.
Mm-hmm.
So there are going to be certain games. Well, I'll take a little snib, a little bit of a hedge. That this will be one of them.
I've actually got Murray State to plus 650 to make the Sweet 16, and I've got Kentucky at plus 330 to not make the Sweet 16.
Jeez. Look at you, dude. Look at you, all in.
Taking my shot. I'm taking my shot.
All in chase.
I shoved. Just shoved.
Boy, this one's a little Baylor, Wyoming.
I gotta go Baylor there.
Yeah. Vatek, Murray State.
Vatek.
Okay. Baylor, Vatek.
I'm gonna say Vatek, man. I'm gonna go Vatek.
Look at you, dude. Repping the Hoax, dude. Repping the Hoax.
Hokey. How?
Repping the Hoax, dude.
Enter the Sandman. Bring your lunch pail.
Next one, Zona against Wright State Bryant.
Go ahead. Zona.
Now this one's some big boy. You want to see some big boy basketball. Friday night, 8:15 Central Standard Time. Seton Hall, TCU. Who you got?
I went TCU. TCU has been one of my just darlings this season that I've absolutely loved to bet, loved to play. I hit them in the game before they went out in the Big 12 tournament where I caught them live at plus 400 on the money line and hammered that.
Plus 4 bills?
Yeah. Plus 4 bills to live on the money line at 2 games ago? The game before they lost to Kansas. And I think everyone just kind of forgot this team, and they're sitting in a pretty good spot. So yeah, I'm all over TCU.
Yeah, Seton Hall likes to run ISO, and TCU's in like the top. I think they're like 29, 28 in defending ISO.
Right,
and they have a huge advantage on the offensive glass. And Seton Hall's banged up. If this was a healthy Seton Hall team, I'd debate, but because it's not, I'll go with the Horned Frogs. Next one here, Houston UAB. What say you?
I'm sticking with Houston. Houston's a team that I've liked pretty much all season, and I feel like the tournament format that they're running into actually plays to their advantage because of their very short bench, where they just got to play 2 games and then they get a week off. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like once they got some rest and got their legs back under them, they were able to just fire once again. So give them the extended rest from Sunday all the way to Thursday, and I think you've got a healthy or re-energized Houston team that's just going to get up and down the court.
Uncle Rico respectively disagrees.
Okay, we'll defer to Uncle Rico. I will say I got odds boosted on Houston to make the Sweet 16.
So this is my thing. Houston has 1 win over a team in the tournament.
Yep,
and that was Memphis back on Sunday. You mentioned their lack of depth. If they do get in foul trouble, that is worrisome. Their center, I believe his last name is Davis. He got banged up in the Atlantic tournament. So that could be 3 guys now on a team that doesn't rotate that many guys having a short bench. Now, per shot quality, team shot only 33%, which isn't that good on open threes versus Houston this year. Okay. That's open. That means no one's within 4 feet of you. UAB shoots threes at a 38% clip.
Okay.
So, they got Jelly Walker that can score on the point. I get it. If Houston had their guard Salzer, I'd be all in. I'd totally agree with you. I think they could make a run. But old Uncle Rico, he's gonna be on UAB plus the points and the money line.
So I defer to Uncle Rico's judgment.
You know what? Give me those Conference USA sons of bitches, dude.
The Blazers.
Oh my god. Next, this is one of those chalky teams. The Mocs against the Illini. Now,
I've followed a couple of of the Mocs games because for a little bit Mercer was a team that I was kept my eye on and was betting, but I still went Illinois because sometimes just having that big player in these tournaments is enough to take you. I think Kofi Coburn is that big player.
Uncle Rico agrees with you.
Okay.
Illinois ranks 32 and a half court offense. I really don't. Chattanooga is 281st. I read defending the post in the nation. Just like Kofi E. I know that there's always these times where Illinois in the tournaments just has these moments and you're like, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
But I don't think this is one of those this game. I have Illinois advancing. Next game, we're going the Rams against Colorado State. No, sorry, the Colorado State Rams against the Michigan Wolverines. My fault, my friend.
I went Colorado State here. I am just not a believer in this Michigan team at all. And I mean, I've already professed my love for about every other Mountain West team. I might as well throw because they're in that upper echelon in the Mountain West where teams that just beat each other up. And I think Colorado State actually might make a little bit of a run.
I like Colorado State too. They have this guy, David Rudy, a big, but this big can go out. He can make threes. He's going to be able to draw Dickerson out, make Dickerson play on the perimeter, get Dickerson in some foul trouble. And then after that, I'm forgetting the other big that Michigan has, but this guy just makes some bonehead mistakes on defense. You'll turn around, you'll be like, dude, where the hell are you? And he's totally in a wrong defensive assignment. Michigan has been lacking of the point guard play. Huge disappointment in the three-point shooting. I completely agree with you. I have the Rams here. Next game, I have two teams that I absolutely effing despise in this tournament, and they're effing playing each other. This is all you.
I took Longwood.
Oh.
I took Longwood.
Look at you. The wood.
I don't trust Tennessee away from home. Longwood makes 8 3-pointers a game. Tennessee, I want to say, around that. I think they're going to match up really well. If Longwood is getting, I think, the majority of their points from 3-point range, then it kind of nullifies the bigs that Tennessee has. And I got it. I'm taking my shot. Hey, Uncle Hobo is taking a shot here.
Hey, buddy. Shooters shoot, dude. Shooters shoot. Now the next one. Ohio State, Loyola Chicago.
I don't know. It feels like reflex at this point, but I put Loyola Chicago through.
I agree. Goddamn Sister Jean just keeps going, dude.
She just keeps ticking, man.
End of the day, Ohio State, they finished 10th in the Big Ten in defense. Loyola, they'll slow it down. They'll grind out the game toward the end of the year, especially in the conference tournament. Offense started looking a lot better. I know Ohio State has the big, but I just don't trust them at the end of the day. They lost to I will say this. My best call ever is I went on Gino's podcast last year and I said Oral Roberts is beating Ohio State. And I broke it down why. And the Oral Roberts got it done for me. Awesome. So the Summit will always have a special place in my heart. Delaware, who has Jameer Nelson Jr. Against Villanova.
I still went Nova.
Yeah.
they just have a way of just breaking people's backs, So I went Nova there. They're so hard to keep up with.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Zona TCU.
Zona.
I think this game has a potential to be interesting just because TCU can like really be physical. I'll probably bet TCU plus the points because I think the spread's going to be a little inflated there. But I think TCU is really physical, and Arizona's not used to that brand of physical ball. But I have Zona advancing too. UAB, Illinois.
I got to go Illinois, I guess.
I think UAB can win one game. UAB did good against the big guy Lofton for La Tech, but I don't think they have anything to battle Kofi. Longwood and the Rams.
I'm going with the Rams, sticking with the Rams. Longwood will have to play the game of their lives probably to beat Tennessee.
Yeah. And like it's important for people to remember, like when there's a double-digit seed that upsets someone like a Tennessee, usually historically the next round, they're just awful against the number.
Right.
Just god awful against the number. Loyola to Chicago against Villanova. First one to 41 wins. Who you got?
I'm going Villanova.
Yeah. Over under the first half will be like a robust 39.
Probably pretty close to that.
Zona, Illinois.
I going Zona. I really like the Zona team.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what. I'm not maybe I have Pac-12 bias, but I'm not a Pac-12 guy. Colorado State, Nova.
I go Nova.
Yeah, I got Nova here too. Nova, Zona.
I'm gonna go Zona, honestly.
Okay. All right.
I've got futures on them winning it all.
Okay. All right. Kansas against Texas Southern.
Yeah, that's a walkover for Kansas, I think.
You know what? We have a Mountain West team here. Should we just put them through?
Yeah. Actually. Yeah, I took San Diego State.
Well, I mean, for those that want a little thing, here's the thing. Both teams are top 20 defensively, outside the top 100 offensively. We need to remember that Crane doesn't have Neymar or whatever his name is, their guard.
Right.
I think this is really going to show, and this is going to hurt, and this is going to be the game where they need him. I have San Diego State advancing. Next game. This one was one of the tougher ones for me. Iowa, Richmond.
I fought the urge to go with the upset. I went with Iowa. I feel like they're just so hot, and that kid that they've got playing guard is just
Bohannon?
Dynamic. Yeah, not Bohannon.
What is Murray?
Yeah, Murray. I think he's a big time difference maker, and he's enough of a difference maker that I don't think that they lose to Richmond.
Yeah, I agree with you. Richmond's issue was defense during the regular season, but during the A10 tournament, they really turned it up a level. But I really think that this is a completely different animal. I think Iowa gets through here. Did you see somebody tweeted out? He's like, I'm gonna kill it in my fantasy basketball YMCA draft because I'm going to be drafting Bohannon and Davidson from Wisconsin.
There you go.
Best tweet ever. Now I've been high in South Dakota State forever. I mean, I was loving this team forever. And this is when I start to get worried, is when everyone and their aunt is liking a team. And this is when I get worried, man. Like they opened up at 3. As soon as I saw them at a 3, I put it in. And then I don't go looking at other people's bets and listening to ESPN and everything. But I got people I haven't talked to forever who only talk to me during fantasy football, NFL betting, and March Madness. And they're like, hey, San Diego State's a lock, right?
Or South Dakota State.
Yeah, South Dakota State's a lot. Sorry, South Dakota State's a lot, right? So I'm a little worried. I'm just a little worried here. But part of me wants to see South Dakota State play Iowa just because I think the over-under is going to be like 250.
Yeah. Yeah. If you want to put them through, I'm for it. I'm for it. I put Providence through. However, I don't necessarily feel great about it.
Ed Cooley's a dude, though, man. Like he's a
Yeah.
dude. Like he's a dude. I love that guy. He's like his thing. He always tells them is he just says, "Get me to the last 4 minutes and be within 5 points, and I'll get you a win." I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he tells his guys. And I mean, that dude, that's legit, dude.
Yeah.
That is legit. LSU, Iowa State.
I think LSU's in shambles right now. I'm going Iowa State.
I think so too. People may reference the Michigan team that made a run after their coach got dismissed and Steve Fisher took over, but that team had 6 players that played in the NBA. So I don't think this LSU team has anywhere near 6 players that are going to be playing in the association.
Right. Whereas Will Wade paid 6 players for LSU and an NBA signing bonus roughly to play at LSU.
Next one, Wisconsin Colgate. Now here's the thing. I think Colgate played your boys tough. I think they're a little overvalued. I'm going to let you know. I've been to an NCAA game in Milwaukee when Wisconsin was playing. And it was the year before they made it to the final, to the championship game. They had Kamitsky, Decker, and everybody. They played an Oregon team, which was loaded. They beat them in, I think it was overtime. Hands down, the best sports atmosphere I've ever been into. People were at the bar there at 9 a.m. just getting blitzed for a game, and this is the primetime game. That crowd is going to be rowdy as hell. Who you got going through? You got the toothpaste, you got the Badgers. Who you got?
At Colgate.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, man. Dude, I'm gonna be up there at 11 a.m. on Friday, and the bar is gonna be packed, and there's gonna be people in Wisconsin just pounding. Oh my God, what Bloody Marys, and the Bloody Marys up there have bacon.
That's just the way to do things. That's how you handle life.
Next one, USC Miami.
I went with USC.
Okay, yeah, they got a lot of size. I got it.
I think Miami is a super salty team. I might take the points there with Miami, but I really like you. I think USC. I really like USC to handle business.
Miami's really efficient. I mean, my one thing I worry about USC is their free throw shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't shoot the three, and they don't turn people over. Auburn, Jacksonville State. Who are we going with?
Jacksonville State.
No, really?
Yeah, I've in both brackets. I picked Jacksonville State over Auburn.
Look at you, dude.
They can't. If they were playing this game on the plains at Auburn, then I would take Auburn. But I am on team fade Auburn away from home all the way.
Okay, I respect that. Kansas, San Diego State.
Kansas.
Respect that.
But Iowa, San Diego State keeps it close.
Iowa, South Dakota State.
Iowa.
Yeah, got to. Iowa State and toothpaste.
Colgate.
Dude.
I got them plus 1,400 to make the Sweet 16.
USC, Jacksonville State.
USC.
Kansas, Iowa.
Iowa. I went Iowa.
Colgate, USC.
USC.
USC, Iowa.
Went Iowa.
You know what, dude? Iowa. But my thing with Iowa is this: is why happens if some of these guys need to go back home and pick up their kids because they're all 26 years old.
You know what I mean? It's like the BYU football team.
You know what I mean? Like, all right. So you got to. I'll tell you what. You got the furthest thing. Out of everyone I've talked to, this may be the only Final Four because I've been putting yours through.
Yeah.
where I've seen Arizona, Iowa, Texas Tech, and Vatech.
Yeah. And my personal ones have Arkansas going through. Yeah.
All right, so Texas Tech, Vatech, who you got?
I've got Texas Tech.
Arizona, Iowa.
Got Arizona.
Zona and Tech.
Zona.
I mean, is Mike Bibby walking through that room? Miles
Oh
Simon, dude. I
God.
mean,
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've been really impressed by this Arizona team. I think they've got honestly a fairly good draw. And if it comes down to it, I mean, I think to me Arizona is in my opinion the number one team in the country.
now what is your final score prediction?
I'm gonna go 82-75.
All right, so here's the thing. I'm entering this in this, what is it? This $20 million challenge or whatever for an ESPN. So I'm
Yeah,
telling you, man, I will gladly give you like what does the winner get? Like $20,000?
something like that. Yeah,
I'll send you a Whataburger hamburger if I win this with your bracket.
deal, absolute deal.
Double bacon, of course.
Yeah, joke's on you because we don't have Whataburger around here. You're gonna have to get it packed in dry ice and shipped to me.
All right, so it's a great time of year.
God, I love it. I love
my
it.
my thing I always tell people is this: is just literally like spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes of your time and just Google search and read, and don't listen to CBS, don't listen to ESPN. Do a little work on yourself, and you can find some advantages. That's my advice to people.
Yeah.
Chase,
There's a key stat for every single game. There's always one thing that puts each team over the top, and you just have to find that one key stat.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, this is fun, dude. Talking a little college basketball. Fortunately, I'm looking at the score right now. Down 13-8 right now. Down a little 13-8.
Our first half under looks pretty damn good, though.
Unfortunately, I did not bet the first half under.
Oh.
I only bet I only took the Cowboys, dude. Took the Cowboys because I want to put together a TikTok video. Should have been a cowboy while showing my winning ticket. So why don't you tell everyone where to find you? You got your racing show.
Yeah, I'm always being abrasive on Twitter @ofOaklawn. Wednesdays, I've got my show with America's Best Racing, Divine and the Dog, with my co-host Megan Divine, and also my Beagle puppy makes a lot of appearances. That's every Wednesday at 6:00 Eastern, 5:00 God's time, and that and gymnasium on Sundays.
So let me ask you this: last Saturday, around in my neck of the woods, people celebrated St. Patty's Day. Now now I've driven through Arkansas. My one experience in Arkansas was I stopped at McDonald's and some lady threw a sausage biscuit in a man's face. That was my only experience in Arkansas.
That must have been Gladys. That was a total Gladys move.
Is St. Patty's Day big down there, or
It's not cute. There are a couple like really good Irish pubs here, like owned by genuine Irish people that put a pretty good St. Patrick's Day on, and that pub is always just absolutely packed. But other than that, I mean, it's not huge. Like, I think if you're gonna go to a big St. Patrick's Day in the South, you got to go to Savannah, Georgia. That shit is dope. It is. I've never seen so many drunk cops in my life as when I went to St. Patrick's Day in Savannah.
Yes, it's huge here. Like,
yeah,
I mean, like, I got 3 weddings this summer. I'm standing in all 3, best man in one, and I got invited by the guy I'm being the best man for. And I'm like, because of these, like, dude, like, I'm drinking water. I'm not eating bread, dude. I'm like back in my old days trying to get in shape during my playing days.
Sauna suit.
Oh, dude, sauna suit, dude, Peloton on full blast, dude. Um, so anyway, I go out and we're there, and it's not registering with me because I'm so out of the drinking game right now that it's like St. Patrick's Day weekend celebration
Yeah.
up here. Walk in and holy shit, dude. I mean, it's like we walked in because we are gonna watch the state game there together against Purdue. Oh my god! I mean, people were absolutely like just drunk off their asses, and you
Right.
got me here. I didn't want to seem like the loser in the group. I had my green beer. I'm just nursing it like a little infant.
Right.
And so we ordered food and everything. Like I said, I'm on my diet and everything. I ordered a salad. My buddy ordered like some big corned beef thing. His fiance, she ordered like a hamburger. Like no, she ordered a buffalo chicken wrap.
Okay.
And the runner comes out with the salad, and after the order, she goes, if the runner gives me the salad, I'm gonna flip a shit and we're gonna get our meal free. So runner comes out with the salad, goes, salad, oh, here you go. She just starts flipping a shit. Manager comes over and son of a bitch, dude, we got our meals free.
There you go. Always good to have one of those in every single crew, right?
I mean, hey, but men can have salads too.
That's right. That's right. Especially men who have important weddings to go to.
I mean, like, dude, like, I'm going to have so many stories from these weddings, and I'm not even going to talk about how this guy came over and, I don't know, like, this is my story from the weekend. It seems like I always have these weird stories to tell everybody. My weird story for the weekend. So we're out. I haven't seen people in a while because I'm turning into this hermit crab. A couple people come over. This girl I haven't seen in a while. She's at our table talking and everything, and she's, I'll say, easy on the eyes. I'll use that term. Easy on the eyes. So this one drunk guy comes up, and he's got the now again, I don't mean to be profiling. He's got the MMA thing, tight polo, collar up, sleeve rolled up, just enough to show the barbed wire.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
He rolls up to our table and just starts talking to Chelsea, who like is seriously showing no interest. And him and his boys start telling the story. He's like, yeah, we were in Ireland last year. My buddy went up and he asked for an Irish car bomb. And, bartender breaks out the water, the thing that shoots water. I forget the name of it.
Yeah,
like
the gun.
The water gun, shoots my buddy in the face. And then he's has a messed up voice. Like, looks right at Chelsea, goes, so I had to kick his ass. Where'd you go to high school? So I had to kick his ass. Where'd you
go to high school? Oh God.
Dude, she spit out her beer. Like, that's how much she was laughing. Oh my God. I wish I had it on tape, dude. Like, it was so funny. And this guy's like looking all confused. And then he's like, they said, oh, I guess you don't want the sweetness. And he walked away. I mean, that's my story from the weekend.
New hero. I'm going to name him Chet. Chet is my new hero.
I guess you don't want the sweetness.
I'm going to give you this wasn't even said directly to me. This was my best overheard in a bar statement ever, which was, man, back in 85, we were the best disco band tour in Colorado.
The best disco band tour in Colorado in 85.
In 85, yeah. 84, no. 86, they kind of dropped off, but 85.
85, that was when they reached the peak, dude. Jeez.
Yeah, man. That's when they were just a real inferno.
I mean, and here's Jesus, dude. It's so funny, like the shit you hear when you go out. You know what I mean? You hear the most randomest shit in the goddamn effing world. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, oh my God. Oh, I love it, dude. I love it. One of these days, buddy, you and I will be here at Old Bill's Tab having the champagne of beers.
Throwing fucking peanut shells on the floor.
throwing peanut shells at it, and we'll be talking about how we were the best disco band in 1992 in the state of North Dakota.
Yes. Yes, I am for it.
So Chase, dude, next week we
absolutely.
on?
Yeah,
absolutely. We'll talk then, friend. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we'll be back here next week.